You ever feel like your life is just moving in slow motion? Like you're watching yourself from the outside, going through the motions, pretending to be okay while inside you're barely breathing. That was me 5 months ago. 5 months after they left. 4 months into no contact. 2 years together. And they walked away to see if someone else could make them feel more alive. They wanted something better. Better fit. Someone who clicked a little harder, laughed a little louder, maybe loved a little easier. And I didn't know how to fight for us without losing myself. So I let them go. I thought I'd never get over it. I really did. The first few weeks were brutal. Like literally waking up every morning and feeling like there was a hole in my chest. Like someone had reached in and ripped out this part of me that I didn't even realize I needed so much. I would scroll back through old messages we sent each other, reread texts, listen to songs we used to play on repeat, stare at photos like I could somehow bring the past back by sheer willpower. Cried. Lot. Some days I couldn't get out of bed. Some days I could barely eat. I felt like I was drowning in memories. And no one around me understood what I was going through. I had no support system. I built that wall myself. I always told people I was fine, I always smiled when I needed to, but inside I was breaking. It was my first real heartbreak. And I'm not some teenager. This happened when I was in my mid-20s. Which made it worse, honestly. Because I should have known better, right? I should have been stronger, more mature, able to handle it like an adult. But instead I was just lost. For weeks I kept thinking about reaching out. Just once. Just to hear their voice. Just to know if they missed me too. But I didn't. I held on to the silence because I knew if I opened that door again, I'd fall back into the same cycle. The same pain. The same hope that maybe this time things would be different. And slowly, really slowly, it started to change. First, it was small stuff. I'd wake up and not immediately reach for my phone to look at their Instagram. I'd walk into a room and not picture them sitting there like they still lived in my head. I'd hear a song and not instantly think of us. Then came the moments where I actually felt okay. Not great. Not healed, but okay. Like I was starting to remember who I was before all of this. Before the relationship, before the breakup, before the spiral. And then last month, something shifted. I don't know if it was the weather or therapy or just time doing its thing. But I woke up one day and realized I hadn't thought about them in hours. And then a whole day went by. And another. And suddenly, I wasn't sad anymore. I was free. I started laughing again. Actually laughing. I found joy in little things. I rediscovered music I used to love. I got back into cooking, reading, walking alone at night just to feel the air on my face. I remembered what it felt like to enjoy being alone. To not need someone else to fill the quiet spaces. I started wearing clothes that made me feel good. Smiled more. I talked to people again. I stopped living in survival mode and started living again, for me. And then they came back. Out of nowhere. Message. Just one. Said they regretted leaving. Said they realized I was the best thing that ever happened to them. Said they wanted to talk. Said they missed me. And I didn't reply. Not because I'm spiteful or trying to teach them a lesson. I just didn't care anymore. Sounds cold, I know. But it's true. All those nights I spent crying over them. All those mornings I woke up wishing they were still mine. They didn't live those days with me. They chose to leave. They chose to find out what else was out there. And now, when they come back realizing I was enough, I'm already somewhere else. I'm not the person I was when we were together. I'm not the girl who waited by her phone hoping they'd text. I'm not the version of myself that put their happiness above my own. I'm not broken anymore. And I'm not interested in picking up the pieces of a relationship that ended because they weren't sure if I was the one. Now that they are, it doesn't matter, 'cause I've already moved on. I used to think that getting over someone meant forgetting them. I thought healing meant erasing the memories, pretending it never happened. But it's not like that. Healing means remembering everything, the good, the bad, the beautiful, the painful, and choosing not to let it define you anymore. I still remember the way they kissed. I remember how they used to laugh at my dumb jokes. I remember the sound of their voice when they whispered my name. I remember all of it, but none of it hurts me anymore. 'Cause I built myself back up, brick by brick, breath by breath, day by day. I learned how to be alone and not be lonely. I learned how to love myself even when I didn't feel lovable. I learned that sometimes people don't realize what they had until it's gone, and that's okay. Sometimes the only way to truly move on is to stop waiting for them to come back and start living like you're already free. And guess what? You are. No matter how long it's been. No matter how deep the pain. No matter how many times you replayed the breakup in your head, wondering what you could have done differently. You will heal. You'll wake up one day and realize you haven't thought about them in days. You'll smile without forcing it. You'll meet new people. You'll fall in love again. Not with someone else maybe, but with yourself. And when they come back, when they finally realize what they lost, you won't be waiting. You'll already be gone.